Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm the social worker here. What's your name?
My name is Susan.
Hi, Susan. What brings you in today?
I'm just having a lot of issues as far as my partner and I go. Um, she recently, um, she has Parkinson's disease, and she recently had to go to a long-term care facility. And I have a lot of issues financing that, and um, I worry a lot about her care and um, just just that I'm just in need of resources for her.
Okay. Um, well, I definitely want to go into some detail with you on that and see what we can talk about there. But before we get started and get too in depth, I do want to remind you of our confidentiality clause. Basically, anything you say will be between me and you. Now, I would have to break that confidentiality if you were to threaten to hurt yourself or someone else. And then if you signed a waiver asking for us to release any information, that's the only way that we would. Um, I've emailed you our consent form. So if you can just sign that and email that back to me, that'll be great. And it'll go into more detail about that confidentiality clause as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, during our conversation, if you see me looking down, I am going to take some notes just so I can remember the important details, if that's okay with you.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
No.
Okay. All right. So, Susan, you said that you have lived with your long term partner for a while now. What is your partner's name?
Her name is Grace.
Grace. Okay. And how long has she had Parkinson's disease?
Well, she got diagnosed with Parkinson's about um, I think it was around 7 years ago.
Okay.
But over the last couple of years, um, she's really digressed. She's had a lot more complications with the Parkinson's and this. I don't know if you're familiar with the disease or not, but they have stages. So she's reached the stage now where her mobility is really bad, and um, she has a hard time like I said, with the mobility, she has a hard time getting around. She has a hard time doing daily tasks for herself. um, and it also affects parts of the brain and speech and stuff. We haven't reached that part yet, but the stage that she's in, it's affected her mobility quite substantially.
Okay. Yeah, I do know a bit about Parkinson's. Um, a similar disease actually runs through my family, so I understand the load, the responsibility for the caregiver. Now, do you all have any children?
No, we never did have children, but we have several nieces and nephews between the two of us. And then she has a brother that we're both pretty close to. His name's Clive.
Okay. Um, and you all never married? Is that
N-
correct?
No, we never did get married. We've just always lived together. We've been together for the last 15 years.
Okay. So 15 years together. All right. So tell me about like your relationship with Grace. Whenever you first got together, like things you all love to do. Um, since it was just the two of you, do you have any hobbies you liked?
Well, we spent a lot of time, just me and her. But we always liked having the children around. Like I said, you know, between the two of us, we share several nieces and nephews. Um, I'm particularly close with one of my nephews, Graham. So I spent a lot of time with him growing up. And then, you know, we always like to be outdoors. We love nature, you know, taking a good walk. We would, because, you know, the two of us both like nature so much, we would do videos. We would take videos of nature, about our life and at our adventures. We went on several trips. We've been to several states. We've been to several countries. So we loved to travel. We loved nature, and we loved our nieces and nephews. Of course, you know, I enjoy good food. Those are things
Mhm.
that we enjoyed together, and um, I'm really big on like human rights. So I do a lot of activist work as far as I like to do peace campaigns. I like to engage in environmentalist stuff, so anything to do with nature. And I'm really big on feminism. I support the socialist feminism specifically, because I really like their values and their beliefs. Um, and so, yeah, that's that's me.
Okay. Uh, that sounds like you all have had a lot of fun, and you've done quite a bit in your time together.
Yes.
I know it definitely must be hard going through this separation with her being in a long-term care facility.
Yeah.
Uh, was there would you say that like the decision making in your partnership was 50-50, or did one of you make more decisions than the other?
Well, like I said, you know, me and Grace, we had a lot of really fun times in our life, but you know, Grace was always the person who made the decisions. She's the person who, you know, always, you know, decided where we went, what videos that we took. She, you know, she would organize everything. She planned everything. You know, she was kind of controlling in that way. She liked that aspect of our relationship, that you know she was the leader, I was the follower. So right now, you know, it's a little bit different for me because I don't really know how to be in that role.
Mm,
um I don't really know how to adjust to that role because I've got people telling me, you know, they need this information, they need that information, they need, you know, me to help sign papers, or they need me to do this. And honestly, I don't know where to even start.
okay. Um, Now, do you know if Grace had an insurance policy that covers long-term care?
Honestly, I don't. We've never this I mean, we've been together for a long time. I do know that she has health insurance. We both had health insurance. She had that through uh, her previous job, but I don't know that she still currently has it. I know that she did,
Okay.
but since the disease has set in and she became of retirement age, I'm
Mm,
not sure that she still carries any kind of health insurance. So,
okay. Um, do you have a power of attorney over her in any form?
no, because we were never married, that's one of those things that I never, um, I mean, it's just
Mm,
something that we never really talked about. Like I said, her disease, like it kind of hit suddenly, and then she's digressed um, ever since. And so it's just kind of been a roller
yeah.
coaster. It's something we just never talked about. But having power of attorney would open a lot of doors for things. I would be able to sign papers and do things like that. But I just It's just not something we never talked about.
Okay. Um, Now, if she does have insurance, that'll cover quite a bit. If she doesn't, are you all in a financial place to where that can be covered, or is that going to be something that you're concerned about?
Well, see, previously, when she first got sick, we had several thousands dollars in savings. It was just the two of us, so whatever we worked, we paid our bills, obviously, but we saved the rest. So, when she did fall ill and she no longer worked, we were able to rely on a lot of those savings. In addition, I've always tried to keep a job, but as she got more and more sick, the caregiving role kind of took up more of my time than the jobs did. So I've had to um, get jobs and then leave jobs. I'm currently working right now, but I'm worried that I won't be able to keep it either, just simply because of the extensive care that I give her. So that that's where we're at right now.
Okay. I can definitely understand, your frustrations there, wanting to care for her and feeling a burden financially with having to switch jobs so much. Um,
The finances of everything, they really cause me anxiety, and I just don't know what to do.
yeah, and I completely understand that. I've been in similar situations before. Um, I know that the transition from being a caregiver 24/7 to just being with her when you visit her in the long-term care facility, I know that's a difficult transition for you. It would be a difficult transition for anybody because you're going from something that you know and you've been living and breathing all day, every day, to now you're like, okay, what do I do with my life? Kind of.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, and two, I still, like, even though she's in the long-term care facility, I'm still attending to most of her needs.
yeah.
So it's almost like it's double the work or something. Like, so not only is she not in the home, but so I travel to where she's at and then spend the majority of my day, caring for those needs. So it's it's been very strange.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that's happened. I and a mental aspect of it, you no longer have to be the physical caregiver for Grace because she is in this facility with trained professionals who have gone to school specifically to do these things. But I think kind of financially and mentally, that's where we should shift our focus. Mentally, is you visiting her. I'm sure she misses you. I know you miss her, and just doing something to make her happy, bring her some
Mm.
flowers, something that she likes, that she can have in the facility. And then you can kind of focus on your job just to bring in income. So if you do have to supplement any finances towards the long term care facility, that that's covered.
Right.
And that way you're still her caregiver and you're still doing what needs to be done for her. It's just switch from instead of doing the physical work, helping her get up, go to the restroom, it's the financial side.
Right.
And I think, if you kind of shift that mindset and you do that, I think that'll help ease some of that because I know right now it does feel like a lot because you're working, you're going there, you're driving there, driving home, then you're having to eat, fix stuff yourself, clean the house, mow the lawn, do whatever you need to do. And that is a lot. That is definitely a lot. So I think
Yeah.
maybe you just kind of shift your mindset on that and just be like, okay, I'm her caregiver, but it's financially, not physically. And then I think that'll also help.
I understand what you're saying. I think that I'm understanding. That's hard for me because, I was always her physical caregiver. So it's hard for me to give up that role. Like I don't feel like I can just, give up that role. But, I think that I'm willing to like slowly transition to where I do spend more time maybe at work than I do say at the nursing home. Not that I love Grace any less. It's just that, I can spend more time focusing on the financial aspect of it, making sure I keep that job and I work that job and, making sure that, that part of it is set versus um trying to spend all my time there, then leaving no time at all for myself between work and her.
Yeah, I think that's a really good place to start. We just start it slow. And then, as you want to progress and as we see, some progress in that, then we can get it down to whatever you want it to be. Um, just a happy medium. That way you are still showing that you're the caregiver for her and you're still getting to see her and spend time with her, but you're also doing what's best for you and your mental health.
Right. Is there other things that you suggest as far as like that I could do for her financing or other resources that you know of besides, just, my job?
Yeah. So on that, I would like your homework, so to speak, to look into her insurance policies if she has any. And kind of familiar, like get yourself familiar with it, and get that information, and see if that does cover anything. If it doesn't, then in the meantime, I'm going to be looking into local programs as well as kind of like national grants and things. Also, I'm going to reach out um, to a worker at a long-term care facility, um, to talk about the Medicaid Medicare process and see if I can connect you with them, because if she's not on Medicaid or Medicare and she qualifies, which it sounds like she might, um, I'm going to have them help you get that set up for her.
Okay.
And then
That
also
would be
kind of,
wonderful.
yeah, and then also kind of speak to about being power of attorney. I'm going to see maybe if we can get the ball rolling on that. I know you said that she has some family around. Um, have they, do they, are you close with a lot of them or do they have issues or anything like that? Any kind of dynamic there?
Well, like I said, the only relative that she has close to her is her brother Clive. I don't really have any family members that I reach out to other than my nephew Graham.
Okay.
So the only issue I think that I would have is Clive. I just worry about I don't want to let Grace down. And I don't want to let him down. I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. That I'm not doing doing anything stupid or you know.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that. Um, I will, when I reach out to the worker at the long term care facility, I'll kind of go over some things with her and see like what the process would be to be power of attorney, and what information is needed. And that
Okay.
way, I get that to you. And like I said before, all this is confidential. I won't disclose any of yours or Grace's information. Um, I'll just kind of be like, hey, I need this information,
Right.
basically. So,
Okay.
get that back to you.
Okay.
And I'd really like to follow up with you about everything as well.
Yes, I would like that too. That way, we can kind of go over our progress and see where like where I'm at, because I feel like I'm all over the place right now.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand that. I'm not going through as much as you, and I still feel like that. So, so don't be alarmed. But yes, definitely. I think this week, look for that insurance information and the policy,
Okay.
uh, and then I'll reach out about getting POA and um, any programs, and then possibly Medicare, Medicaid if she does not have that. That way we can
Okay.
get started. We know like how we need to move forward,
Okay.
and go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. I really appreciate that.
Oh,
So when would you like to talk again? Or when, do you think it's good to schedule again?
would you be available this time next week?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put you down for this time. If anything comes up, let me know. If
Okay.
I have a cancellation before then, I can also let you know.
All right. I really appreciate that, dear. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome.
I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.